I felt something unnatural. At first, I accidentally noticed that my formerly thin brother had grown some muscles during the recent years. He'd even gotten a six-pack. Really? But at that time, I felt only surprise and nothing more.
Wait, what do you mean at that time? So you're saying that in the future you were looking at your brother's abs and were like, damn, you know, he's kind of muscular. What are you doing, step bro? But just minus the whole step part? I know that this story is probably 100% fake, but Jesus Christ, who comes up with these things? This is just gross.
Getting sick of constant negativity, searching for some clarity. Try to switch my mind around, reversing the polarity and scuttle.
Anyways, how's it going, broskies? It's your boy Lofi here, and god dang it, I'm so tired of seeing all these fake story animated channels in my recommended feed. Due to the nature of what I happen to do on YouTube on the daily, I get a lot of weird things recommended to me. And today I happen to stumble across this video by Teen Life titled, I Ended Up in Bed with My Own Brother, which you can tell by this title and thumbnail is gonna be a spicy video. And that's what we're gonna be looking at today, so if you guys could drop a fat like on this video and subscribe if you're new, I would really appreciate that. But yeah, let's get right into this.
Hi guys and gals, I'm Margaret, and here's my quarantine story. It's not that tragic, I must admit, yet it's definitely worth hearing. It's got a pretty important message.
Yeah, already this animation style is making me uncomfortable, alright? It looks like a 9-year-old did it in Microsoft Paint. Also, what important lesson could I learn from this video that I haven't already learned whenever I was like 7? You know, incest bad? Unless you live in Alabama, then I guess it's not the same.
I grew up on my parents' farm, far from civilization. We had a small house.
Yeah, alright, that makes sense. I can already get the Alabama farmhouse vibes already. Also, how come all these stories start out exactly the same? Yeah, I didn't grow up inside the city. I was an outcast. I was an outlander. I grew up on some farm with Kim Jong-un. It's always a farm, too. This stuff never happens in the middle of a city. I don't know what's up with people that live on farms, but some weird stuff be going down out there.
Reminded me of a separate mini-state. We even had a meal where my parents grounded flour. My mom used it to bake homemade bread and all sorts of goodies.
Special goodies? What, were you growing weed on that farm, making a bunch of edibles, all just getting insanely high? You know, not gonna lie, that actually sounds kind of fun, you know, just grow your own weed on your own farm, make your own edibles, and just be vibing all day long. But unfortunately, that's not what these people were doing. Okay, for some reason, they were growing some weird stuff that was making them wanna, screw each other during quarantine, okay? Yeah, don't do drugs, kids. Drugs bad.
And in the spring, Dad hired extra hands. And then the real work began. The laborers came as whole families.
Yo, why did she say it like that? Calling them laborers? Why not just say workers? You're making it sound like they're slaves. Yeah, my dad just grabbed some random people from the side of the road, shoved them into a van, drove them to our farmhouse, and now they work here. That's what it sounds like whenever you say laborer. You sound like you just kidnapped a bunch of random people, shoved them into your farm, and was like, yeah, you work here now. Like, dude, that's just weird.
Baking sheet in the kitchen. How he once climbed into a barn to young lambs. And even fell asleep there in the warm hay. Then we both matured. George, as the eldest, was the first to leave the farm from a college. A year later, I followed in his footsteps.
Yeah, then coronavirus happened, everybody died, World War III, blah blah blah. Yeah, so what happened with you and your brother? I get that it's only been 2 minutes into this video, but I don't need all this background information. I don't care that you played soccer at the watering hole in your farm whenever you were 8 years old, okay? Nobody cares about that. Just like nobody cares that I got an empty bowl of cereal sitting right next to me while I'm recording this video. Actually, there's still some cereal left in here, but it's like soggy now, but that doesn't matter.
George and I lived in the same city, but only rarely met. Now both of us had a life of our own. I wasn't really offended, because I understood perfectly well that my brother had escaped from the farm and was now catching up.
What do you mean escaped from the farm? You're making it sound like it was Saw 3 when you were stuck inside of a trap and you had to cut off your own leg in order to make it free. One of my elementary school teachers had a small farm at her house, and her and my mom were close friends, so I went over to her house one day and I fed her horses. Like, I mean, that was pretty fun. I know working on a farm can't be that bad, but I guess after about 13 or 14 years of shoveling horse shit, it must be kind of tiring.
Sometimes he sent me pictures from clubs. Sometimes he called and described to me his new friends. Both of us sometimes studied, sometimes partied, and everything was okay.
Ooh, man, every time I hear something like dicey like this that could be taken the wrong way out of context, it just makes me anxious. Like, sometimes he sent me pictures. Oh, he sent her a dick pic. Sent her a picture of the wee-wee on accident. But nah, man is just flexing the fact that he can pull bitches at the club.
We expected to spend 3 days at home, but we were able to return to study only after 3 months. As you know, all countries closed off their borders due to the quarantine.
Yeah, I know, it kind of sucked. I lost my job. I like how this video was literally uploaded like yesterday, but yet it's acting like the virus is gone and it doesn't exist anymore. Like, this virus isn't like my dad, okay? It didn't just up and disappear one day, okay? It's still here. Like, I get that you're kind of excited about the virus because you got to sleep with your brother, but dude, I missed out on whole skateboarding events, dude. I could have been kickflipping down some stairs and stuff, but nah, I had to stay inside.
Long story short, good thing all of us managed to get home before the epidemic struck. Unfortunately, soon we understood that such an isolation had such minuses of its own. And the very first of them turned out to be the lack of space for us.
And here it begins. The siblings have to share a room, they have to share a bed, next thing you know, they have to share a goddamn shower. But also earlier, didn't you say that your parents built whole other houses on your farm for the people that work there to stay? So isn't there actually room for all of you? But of course the sweaty Redditor incel nerds wouldn't be watching this video if it didn't have this type of stuff. So I mean, hey, props to you, you got your target demographic. But like, why upload this to YouTube, dude? Why does YouTube allow this? Okay, I can't say the word fuck, but they can upload an entire video about this? Yo, that just doesn't seem right.
As I already said earlier, we had returned home one at a time. Then, there was no problem, because we had a guest bedroom with a large, comfortable bed. But now, 2 of us arrived at once, and there was only one guest bedroom in the house.
Oh no, I wonder what they're gonna do. This is such a big dilemma. I don't know, maybe like take turns who sleeps on the bed. Maybe one person gets a sleeping bag and sleep on the floor. I mean, there's a lot of solutions to this. You don't have a couch or something to sleep on temporarily. Hashtag couches save lives 2020, okay? Put that in the comments. Hashtag couches save lives 2020. And I'll like give it a heart or something.
We were allowed almost everything. We could go anywhere, talk with anyone, work. We only were prohibited to leave the farm.
You know, that actually doesn't sound that bad. I've been stuck inside of my room for like this entire time, okay? It's been like, what, 5 months and I've literally gone outside like, what, 7 times? That's not even a joke, by the way. 6 of those times were to take out the trash. 1 of those times was to go to the bank. These people out here going on adventures to Narnia and stuff while I'm stuck inside watching Netflix.
But George and I still had problems. At first, we made an agreement. One of us slept on the floor, and the other on the bed.
Well, at least they're not completely retarded. You know, this is where the video should be ending, but unfortunately it's not, and that's where I have a big problem, okay? It goes on. There's more. There's darker, deeper things to this completely 100% real story. Do they share the bed? Do they sleep together? Does the floor get pregnant? Find out to the next episode of Alabama Ball Z.
Good thing the bed was large enough so that we weren't that uncomfortable. There was enough space for us in order to sleep peacefully without touching each other, even by accident. But the very fact of such proximity was embarrassing enough. Both of us were adults and it felt really awkward.
Yeah, it's actually not that bad. I remember having to share a bed with some of my homies whenever we went on a trip to Disney World, and there was 3 of us and only 2 beds, so... yeah, let me tell you, it's actually really not that bad, dude. We were all 17 and 18, alright? We were all just dumbass teenage boys, and we were vibing, okay? I have no idea what was going through your head whenever you were in bed with your brother, but man, I was just trying to get some sleep, bro. I didn't care if my homie was right next to me, bro. If anything, it brought me and my boy Gerardo closer together.
He's quite a dummy in regards to relationships, but I began to feel strange at some point. I can't explain what kind of feeling that was. I've got no words to describe it, cause...
yeah, no, the second that you started having those weird feelings, you should have been like, huh, you know, maybe I need to go to church. Like, dude, there's no way that you couldn't just grab the couch cushions, put them on the floor, and been vibing with that, okay? Yeah, it might have made your living room look kind of ugly for a couple hours, but dude, if you're just trying to get some sleep, I'm pretty sure that everybody living there would have understood. But alas, you just had to sleep with your brother and started having weird feelings, okay? Oh my god, this is gross.
I still consider myself a normal, sane person. But the fact remained. I felt something unnatural. At first, I accidentally noticed that my formerly thin brother had grown some muscles during the recent years.
Yeah, that's not sane, that's not normal, you're actually screwed up in the head. You know, somebody thought about this story, wrote it up in a script, gave it to a voice actor, and then was like, you know what, this sounds pretty good, I'm gonna upload this to YouTube. Also, I've been trying to ignore it because I know animation styles, you know, I get how hard animation is, but like, I just can't get over this, it just makes me so uncomfortable. I feel like if I close my eyes, I'm gonna see this pop out at me and just suck my soul out of my body.
But later, it was as if something came over me. I noticed something that I would never want to see. One day, I realized that George was in fact a very handsome guy. One of those they called girl magnets.
Yeah, bro, my dude George really over here is slaying all the coochie, okay, dude? He's such a coochie magnet that even his own sister's trying to smash. Haha. Is that how they expect me to react? Is that what they think everybody's gonna think whenever they watch this video? No, I'm watching this video with horror on my face, wanting to put bleach in my eyeballs. You know what I'm gonna do after I finish uploading this video to YouTube? I'm gonna sit in the shower and cry and think about my life decisions and how I ended up here, because I ended up existing at the same time as this video, bro. Like, that, I don't know how to feel about that.
I've always thought that it would be impossible to develop romantic feelings for a person who had just recently stopped eating boogers from his own nose. But
wait, what do you mean recently? I thought you guys were like, I don't know, like 18 and 20. Wait, why is a 20-year-old still eating his boogers, dude? I'm almost 20. A booger hasn't gone anywhere near my mouth in like 10 years. Yeah, this whole family is entirely messed up, okay? This 20-year-old is eating boogers. The daughter wants to get some pipe laid down by the older brother. And the parents apparently kidnap people off the side of the street to work on their farm. Like, dude, this whole family is a mess.
I've spent hours laying there looking at my brother's face in the moonlight, like a heroine from a terrible girl's novel. There was a real battle in the center of my mind, and in the end, I still lost that battle. No, nothing happened between us.
Thank God there's not gonna be any inbred babies, bro. I would feel so bad for those kids. Like, for real, imagine having like an extra armpit or something because both of your parents are related, bro. I would hate myself.
But I still managed to do something weird. At night, when everyone except me was sleeping peacefully, I made sure that George slept tight and kissed him. At that moment, I thought that my heart would stop.
Yeah, and you've taken it a little bit too far there, buddy. She straight up waited for her brother to fall asleep and just straight up assaulted this dude, okay? He did not consent to that kiss, okay? That was also just really weird because that's your brother, dude. Full up on the lips? Ew. If you have to wait for somebody to fall asleep before you do something to them that isn't like, you know, putting their hand in a warm bowl of water so they pee themselves, then like, you're probably doing something really wrong.
If not for those horrible thoughts, I tried my best, but I never really stopped thinking about how much fun George and I could have had in 18+ mode, so to say.
Yeah, no more of this. I'm gonna end the video off here. If you guys enjoyed this, smash a fat like on it, and if you're new, subscribe. I would really appreciate that. The moral of this story is, don't go to a farm, because if you go to a farm, then you're probably gonna milk a cow, and if you milk a cow, then you're probably gonna drink some milk, and if you drink milk, then, your stepbrother is gonna come in and steal your milk, okay? So if you don't want your stepbrother to come steal your milk, then, yeah, you better not go on a farm. Nah, but seriously, I hope you guys are all having a fantastic day. I've been Lofi. Peace out, my dudes.